We just turned in off the highway and went to go turn on my GoPro and realized there's no SD card in it, so that was a fail, but hopefully the weekend goes better. We just did the little kickoff for the evening. I got a coffee, gonna go set up my tent, and then I'm gonna be back by the fire over here in base camp. So the AOAE is hosted on the Medicine Lodge Rodeo grounds. So they actually do a really good job kind of like retrofitting like a rodeo area to make this work. That's what they call like the base camp area. This is the actual arena for the rodeo itself. They turned that into like a off-leash dog park, and then all of this over here is all like camping that you guys can use if you do attend. And they have outhouses periodically through all of the campground, which is nice. So there's this one, and then you can actually see way in the back there's other ones, and there's way more throughout the whole area. I definitely should have put a cup on this, or so I got some lights for the rooftop tent. I just bought these at the dollar store, and they just like plug together and plug into, I think they're actually meant for like back of a computer monitor, so they plug into a USB, but that means I can put them in a battery pack. Yeah. And then you can either keep them like this, or there's like a little remote to change the color. So let's change this to purple to match the other one, and then we'll put this up. So I'm just like tucking it underneath this pole, and then I'll string it across here to this one, that one, and then the same to the other side of the tent. Through there, and then I'll string it through this one here too, and then that one over there, so that we have lights like this. So it is raining tonight, and I'm curious to see, hopefully this doesn't pull any moisture through the tent material, but for now we have lights. The other light I was using was this, which is actually, I think the battery's dying in it, but it was a headlight for a bike. And then I have that guy down there for like a big light. You get me. Good morning, guys. We are off to go get some coffee and then to the YouTube creator meetup. So we'll bring you along.
The trailer will make any of that. Yeah, the trailer will break.
When they're done right, they're tough right.
It's cheap. Oh, the big ones too.
So you can get different sizes. You can get big ones, little ones, mini ones. But all it is fresh mozzarella. They're great on pizza.
Camping at the AOAE is included in with your ticket that you purchase for the weekend, and then there's actually quite a large area that you can choose. You can be like right up by base camp if you want, and close to the area. You can also be farther away like I am, over by, there's a little bit of a water, some different ponds, and also the river. And then if you are in the need of like running your generator 24/7, you know, for any form of like medical need or whatnot, they do have some areas where you can specifically go to be able to keep your generator running constantly. Otherwise, I believe it's 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. generator time. So you have some options.
Now we have an Embo, probably over in the Embo village. And last year we planned a big trip, went up to Tuktoyaktuk with the Embo. Did 9,500 kilometers and had a really good time.
These are a little more dense. Oh, what
We're still on weather on this front slide here. So.
Oh, there you go.
No. IT weather, IT guy, come on.
Yeah.
Do I have to ticket with the belt? Okay. As we were talking about whilst we're driving, you know, we may be going down some narrow forest roads. We may have caught a branch on the side of the vehicle. So just make sure you're checking for any cracks.
A couple of packages of eyes. So what we'll do is I've got 2 packs of eyes. You can pick whatever eyes that you want. I'm gonna put, they come with eyes. They do come with eyes. Oh. You guys have here. This one's really interesting. This is what we would call a topwater fishing bait. It's gonna sit on top of the water, and what you're gonna do is you just kind of jerk it, and it's gonna go down in the water, and kind of pop back up, and it's gonna make this. Got some reds, yeah. Angled side. So not on the bottom of the bowl, but if you were to flip a bowl over, on top.
So the scales towards the eyelet.
That, yeah, for those that have the textured one, the scales.
About 3 years ago.
So this is base camp behind me here. The sign right there says, originally says no dogs allowed, but AOAE is very dog friendly. And I'll flip you guys around and you can see another view of it. But this is kind of where like the campfire chats and all of the different like main things happen. So this is like base camps, the place, you know, center location of everything. And then everything around here is kind of like all the different activities. And on that side is the vendors.
Just a car, really. Yeah. Have mascara. Oh yeah, sometimes little boxes even though that's what I would still call it.
Everybody in here have a white ticket.
It really is. Yeah, like they probably could have filmed Lord of the Rings there. So I'm gonna hand it off to the people of the moment that matter. You ready to rock? You guys ready to rock?
When you're growing up in a world that's super small, but as my world got bigger and bigger, you know, we started to set bigger goals and dreams, and Rock Lake was what one would say a manifestation of all that energy and all that time putting into a bigger purpose.
The draw for that will be done for tomorrow, and the winner will be announced tomorrow as well.
Louder! I'm gonna hand it over to Dave, and we are gonna get your hands up. No, we want to give a big shout out to everybody that helps us put on the schedules, man. I'm telling you, we get people all year say like, hey, we really want to contribute, we really want to, you know, give something cool back to the community, and every year it's just such a riot because
that schedule keeps getting longer and longer and longer, and then during meetings we're like, hey, is it cool if we have like 6 things happening at the same time? And the reason we do that is I know you're there. Oh! Awesome. The sweet stuff you guys are gonna buy at the merch booth tomorrow. Looking for 292-628. All right, next up we got some sweet stuff from the GTFO company. Which is made by Tonka. Very cool. Congratulations, young man. This guide includes 72 reach reports for Alberta's rivers and lakes, stretching from the Milk River in the south to the Slave River in the north.
You could charge a cell phone.
This can't be an over. 292-666.
Time machine that only works in my mind.
Good morning, guys. It's the, you can hear my voice. It's the last day of the AOAE. I just got up and got a coffee, and we are off to a foraging kind of like identification class this morning. And then we're hanging around a little bit too. I think we're doing the overlanding from like with a 9 to 5. There's some giveaways and some fireside chats. And then it's home time for me. It's been absolutely great. I didn't record anything last night, but they had some live music, and we just sat down by the fire and started chatting, and I ran into a couple of ladies and people that I had saw last year, so that was great to see them again. And then it was just hanging out in the dance hall, listening to some music, and off to bed. So I'll bring you along for the rest of the day, and then that's the 2025 AOAE.
It was great. But yeah, and then I work for Tannis Conservation Services.
We like to kayak. We like to long distance tour kayak. We've always gone camping, even if it's just quick weekender trips. He likes to do a lot of biking.
So I just finished up the last session of the day, or at least the one that I'm doing, and I'm gonna go take down the tent and park up here because there's still a gear swap and some fireside chats and giveaways that I'm gonna stick around for. But as soon as those are done, I gotta get on the road and get home, and then I leave in the Monday morning to go to Olds for some training for work. So I'm gonna be busy and on the road.
We've made ourselves quite the family here. From year one, when we started this, there's people that have come to this event every single year.
ARC, they've actually donated a ticket to it. And if you're interested in going, the date is July 18th to 20th.